Hey, and welcome to the next episode of How to Survive Your First Week in NoCode-X. Last time I've explained to you guys what the basic concepts are in NoCode-X, and we built this really small hello world page with a button that triggers a log in the application log. But now let's dive into building our actual office rental application. And we'll start by creating a root page. I'll explain what that really is in a second. And we'll add a side navigation on that page and we'll start designing our home page already. So let's dive in. So first of all, let us delete this page. We don't need it anymore. So I open up the overview and I select this page and I hit delete, and then the page is gone. Let's create a brand new page. Let's call it a root, and I can leave it at English for now. We create a template. Voila, this is our root template, and we will now start designing this root. Now, what is a root? Within NoCode-X, you can structure your pages in a sort of hierarchy, which will allow you to the children in this hierarchy inherit the fields and the values of their parents, which actually means that if I create a hierarchy with, for example, a parent and a child, and I put an element on that parent page, the child will inherit this element and all the settings of this element. I'll quickly give you an example. I will now create a child for my root page by clicking on hierarchy and then zooming in and clicking on this plus button. This creates a template in my system, and it's by default it's called root child. I can now edit it and I will call it home. I also want it to be on the first page in the application without any particular path. So I'll save this. Voila. Now, if I add, for example, a pie chart to my page or my root page, and I go back to my home page also has this pie chart. So if I start moving this around and start giving it colors and stuff like that, it will all be inherited by this home page. So what this actually does is it allows you to define a structure in your pages, and it allows you to create, for example, elements that will appear on every single page, and you can actually manage those elements only in the root, and then it will be propagated downwards to all the pages of your application. You can have several roots in your application. You can even have several layers in your hierarchy. It's all up to you. It's all based on how your use case exactly requires you to build your application. In this use case, we will keep it simple. We'll have only one root and several pages underneath that root. So the first thing to do is, most of the times when you build an application, you want to start with the navigation. So let's start with the navigation. There is a plugin in the hub which will allow me to create a navigation fairly simple and fairly easy. So let's dive in. Let's check out this plugin. So I can search for navigation. It's called Vanilla Navigations. I have here the version 1.0.10. Let's install this one. And if I check out the review, I can see some example pages. I don't think I will go for a side navigation in this one. I think I want to go for a top navigation. So let's use this one, and maybe let's switch to this one when the screen is getting a little bit smaller. So let's go in here. So as you can see, I now have 25 templates that are linked to the Vanilla Navigations plugin. Normally, I would use the root page to create a new root page for my application, but I already created a root page, so I'm gonna have to do it a little bit of manual work here. But I can check out this responsive horizontal navigation root page. So let me just check out what is on this page. I can see the full horizontal nav version 1 on the top here, and on the bottom I have a mini horizontal nav version 1. So I'll just put them on my root page and we'll be good to go. So let us find the full horizontal nav version 1. We put them here and we position them correctly. So I'll have no pixels X and 0 pixels Y, and I'll require it to be 70 pixels of a height. I'll require it to have a height of 70 pixels. So let's now find the mini horizontal nav. We drag and drop them into place, and again we position them using coordinates. I want to position it on the bottom of my page, so I can click here align bottom, and it will align several pixels from the bottom, and in my case this is Y. So this should already bring something up. Let's see what it gives us. I'll just quickly switch off authentication, and then we can start running the page. I will get my page. So as you can see, there is it's hardly even seeable, but there is a white navigation bar here. So that's good. And if I make my screen a little bit smaller, I now get a weird effect with the size of some images. So the fact, probably the reason behind this is that normally if I would use the responsive horizontal navigation root page, all the horizontal logic would have been baked in already. But since I'm reproducing that page, I'll have to bake it in myself. But that's not that hard to do. So let's do this really quickly. I open up my, or I select my top template, which I want to hide when the screen becomes a little bit smaller, and I make it as small as I choose the screen selector right here to start editing for tablet screens, and I say, okay, this is hidden, and that's really all there is to it. And I do the same for mobile screens. And let me just quickly check out desktops right here and all other screens. So we have a hidden for a tablet and we have a hidden for a mobile. And let's take the bottom navigation, which is probably also white, the reason why we can't see it. And let's put it at hidden, not at the moment of, oh, I clicked this. And not at the moment of, not when the screen is really small. So let's show it then. That's that. And let's also show it when on tablet screens, and then on all other screens it can be hidden, of course. So let's do that. And then on all other screens it is also hidden. So let me check. Hidden on bigger screens, hidden on all screens, not hidden on tablets, and not hidden on mobiles. So quickly, okay, this should do it. Let's quickly check this. Hidden on mobile, hidden on tablets, not hidden, and not hidden. That should do it. So let's open up this page again and let's see. Okay, I have a white page. I think that's it. All right, that's good. That's good. That's good. So if the page becomes smaller, I can't see anything. Voila. And if the page becomes bigger, I will be able to see a top navigation. Now the reason why I can't see anything and the reason why it's white is probably because of my design system. All the plugins that you install that contain user interface elements in NoCode-X should be linked to the design system, and each application has its own design system. So probably the case is that my design system that I have right here has white backgrounds configured. So I'll just reconfigure those. So let me choose a good secondary background. So let's take a bluish color, maybe a little bit more dark. And let's see what that does to our application. So voila. Now I have a blue header already containing one link. And normally, if I put it smaller, I have one link in my bottom navigation as well. So that's that. Now I want to add something else. So maybe I can see that the text is here. Maybe I should put it to white secondary text. Let's just try this. Yes, let's put it to white and let's see what it does to my header right here. So now I have a white button. This is also white, and I think I might as well put a really light color as a primary background as well. So let's see what that does. Voila, the buttons are coming up lighter. Okay, and this one is now also better viewable. So I might tweak these colors in the future a little bit, but this is fine for now. So first of all, I want to configure my site navigation or my top navigation for that matter. So the title is Office Rental, and maybe I want to show the title. So let's try this out. And then the label of my first link is Home. I have an active path, okay, and I can create a new action right here. I'll call it Go to Home, voila. And all I have to do here is use the route to page function, which will send a user to a different page in my application. So I'll choose my home page, voila. And this link will now lead to my home page. I have another link that I want to add. So let me just do this. I'll call this Offices. The active path is Offices. And I will have to create this page first. So let me create another child of my root page. I will call it now Offices. Voila, Offices. And the path will be Offices. Okay, if I go down to my root again, then I can continue to configure my links. I almost forgot, but the link of home is / not /home. And then here we create a new action, which we call Go to Offices, like this. And then all you have to do again is add a route to page function, which routes the user to Offices, like this. So now I should be able to test this out yet again. So let us run the page. Voila. And now I have two links. This is only the title, so I really want the logo back. So I'll have to change a little bit the navigation, but that's not a problem. That's very interesting to dive into. And if I now go to Offices, I see that my page changes. If I hop over to Home, this does not work 100%. So I'll have to figure out what's going on, and both of the links are being made active, and I know exactly what's going on with that regard. So let me try and open up Office right here. Okay, I know what's going on. I should put a name in this pod. Should put a name in this pod. So let's call it Home, and let us now quickly change the active path as well. So this means that I will be able to visit this page at least, like this, and I'll be able to switch pages. Now I can put a page on the root page of my application by setting up the metadata of my application, but I won't be doing this in this episode. I'll maybe do it, or I'll do it in a roundup episode. But for now, this is great. This is great. So I have a home page, I have Offices, and let us quickly change the fact that my logo is not anymore showing. That's because I put it on false. So let me put it on true again. So now my logo should be showing properly. So maybe I have to refresh, or maybe I have to go to home. I don't know what's going on. Ah, there it is. My logo is back. So that's great. That's great. That's great. So I have offices right here. Yeah, it should be. I changed the home. I changed the home, the navigation on the home page. So please, if you put something on your root page and then it gets propagated downwards, always make sure you configure it on the root page itself. Never try to configure it on a page in between, because if you then change your root page, it will override all the children again. So and that's why we didn't see it popping up on the offices page, the logo. So now if I put the show logo on true right here and I reload offices, my logo should be there. Yes, that it is. And it should be there on home as well. And even if I reload this from scratch, it should be there on home. So that's great. That's great. We've got a nice navigation right here. And maybe we should also try and configure the navigation like this. So this is the navigation in the tablet mode. This is it in mobile mode, and let's add another link. So I can just reuse the actions that I have, that I already created for these links. So I'll just add offices right here, and then I'll just go to offices like this, and that would actually mean that I have two links in my mini navigation. So let's see that. Yes, I have two links, although these two links have the same icon. So I might be able to find a beautiful SVG icon. So I think there's a site called SVG copy icon, and I can like find a home icon right here. So maybe, yeah, not that style. Maybe I want a stroke like this, and then I'll just pick, let us pick this one. Maybe I want another style. Oh, there are more popping up. It's my this. I'll just copy it, and then I'll just paste it in here, and then I'll find another one for office, for an office. What is the office? Do I have to wait this time, or an building? Building, maybe that's better. A building. Yes, this is it. This is what I wanted. Okay, so let's put it in here like this, and then I'll have a nice looking office, and yes, nice looking icons right here. The trick is, if you copy paste SVG code and you know a little bit about SVG code, you can make sure that the lines are in the same color as the font of a certain element. So what I can do is I can go in here and change stroke and rename the color to current color, and I can go in and see if there are other colors in here. So also stroke right here, current color, and then stroke right here, current color, which will make sure that the lines of this icon will be inherited, or the lines, the color of the lines of this icon will be inherited of the current color of this NoCode-X template. So as you can see, now it's white. So I'll do the same with my other icon, just to make sure that it's a bit consistent. So I'll find stroke, current color. I'll find this other stroke, current color, and yet another one, I think here. Yes, current color, and this really depends if you're on the icon that you choose, how many times you have to do this, and it also depends on the icon if you have to do this with the attribute stroke, or you have to do it with the attribute fill. It really depends. So you'll have to find out what exactly that you have to change. It can be a little bit of trial and error approach, but it's not that hard to do. So let me just please, because there are quite some places that I have to adjust in this. And it's of course a more complex icon, this office icon. So let me just, I'm almost there, and that should do it right here. So voila, let's find out how that looks. And then I'm not entirely happy with the default sizing of these icons. I want it to be more square, and this is a rectangle-ish. So let me just show you how these navigations work, because they are fully customizable, which actually means that you can customize them completely to how you want them to look and behave. If I dive down into this application, or this template of the mini horizontal nav, all I can see here is a horizontal list which contains another horizontal list which is named links. And if I open up the actions and the onload action, I can see that there is an action which is called create mini horizontal nav. And if I dive deep in this action, all I see is that there is a for each function being executed on the parameter links, which is an array. So something is happening for each link in the parameter links. So, and what is happening? Well, insert link into mini hor nav. So if I dive down into this action, I see that there is a check if the current path is the same as the active path, or at least if the current path contains the active path. Then I add a template element to a horizontal list called the mini horizontal nav link. So if the current path does not contain the active path, this is does not contain. And if it contains it, then we add the mini horizontal nav active link. So let's open up this one, and these are actually the templates that are being used to show the links. So if I open up the horizontal list code, I can see that there is an image template in here and a horizontal list. And I can also see that the width is set to fit content, but I don't want that. I want the width to be exactly the same as the height. So I want it to be 50 pixels, in fact. So, and I want to do it to the non-active link as well. So active means that this is the current active link, of course. This is the link that resembles the page that we're on at the moment. And this is the non-active link. So let me zoom in a little bit. You can do that by holding control and using the third mouse, the mouse wheel. So this is already being set at 50 pixels apparently, so that should be okay. So let me see how this works. Voila, that is much better. Okay, I like this. So we have our navigation. It is now responsive as well. So we have a navigation for small screens. We have one for tablets, which are only the buttons, which is pretty cool. And then we have a navigation for bigger screens. So that's great. I can now go into my home page. So what I can do now is I'm thinking of adding like a big image of image of the best selling or the best rated office, and then on that image I want to add in big letters the name of this office and maybe some extra information. So let's try and do that. I have my vertical list set up. Of course, I don't want any of the content of my vertical list to overlap with my navigation, so I might have to move this down a bit, like 65 pixels. Yeah. And if I now use a simple container, if I just put in a simple container, I'll keep the width at this for now. And in that simple container, I can add an image like this. And then I'll position the image x0 and y0 relatively to that simple container, of course. And of course, I'll do the same for every screen size. And now I want it to be 100% wide. So it will cover the entire simple container. Then I can put an image of the office in here. And of course, if I can now add a title to that simple container as well, this will appear in red, but it's just to give you a heads up that you're overlapping an element. So don't worry, you can do this. And I'll put the width at fit to content perhaps. I'll try to position it to the bottom. So let me just try to position it to the bottom. Maybe it's best that I wrap this in a vertical list as well. So let's wrap it in a vertical list, and let's put the title in the vertical list. So we'll do it like that, and then we'll position the vertical list with regards to X. We'll use 0. We'll have it span the entire width again of the simple container, and then let us also make it maybe less high. For example, let's make it 100 pixels. That's a bit. Let's make it 150. And let's, as you can see here with the yellow indicator, this is actually a different. There is a different setting on a different screen. So let me just adjust this so I have the same setting on each screen as well. So like this, and then let us adjust this, hang this to the bottom right there, and also let us make sure that the title actually starts from the right and not from the left. So I'll have a horizontal arrangement right here. So that's that. So if I now can find a good image for an office, we can already test this out and we can add some more information. So let me just find a good image for an office. So I found a good image. Let us add it to this image container right here. So I click on the image container. I click on pick an image. Of course, my image is not in my media library yet, but I can easily add it by clicking create, and then I'll name it office space banner example, for example. Of course, this will be all dynamic by the end of this series, but let's just use it like this for now, and I'll pick this one. Let's hit save, and then the image is opened. This looks like this, and then I go back to my home page, and I can see this image is in my image component or my image element. Of course, it's a little skewed, so I'll have to change the style a bit. So I'll select image in style, and then I'll just play around with these things right here. So I can use contain, fill. That's what's making it skew. Though I'll go with cover right here. And then the thing that I can also do is I can choose to have a border, and I put it on 1 pixel and 12 radius like that. So let's test this out and see how it looks. Voila. So now I have an image. Okay, that's okay. That's okay, and the image is also okay. it's pretty okay with regards um, to other screens. I might have to fix this one later on, but for now it's fine. It's fine. Okay, this is not okay. So what is going on here? I think this might be with has something to do with Chrome. Voila. So yeah, this is pretty okay. So I'll just want to have the text that I created. I want it to overlap my image, so I can easily do this. I select my vertical list that contained the text in my navigator, and go back in style, and I open the style, and I just put a higher in Z index in there. So now I have my title overlapping this image, and I can actually choose a name for this office space. So I'll just call it beautiful co-working space #1, like that. And cool thing is I can also like select white as a color. I can say, okay, this is 35. Oh, it's not enough. For 64 pixels. 64 pixels of the font size, and the line height is maybe 80 pixels, something like that, or maybe less, 75 pixels, something like this. So that's already looking quite nice. So let me just reload this page right here, and let's see what comes out of it. So I have now the beautiful co-working space. I can see the image is a bit of a bad quality, so I might have to find another image. Let me try another image real quick. I've downloaded two, so co-working space, banner example, and let us try this one then. I think this might work a little bit better. Okay, I need a home page, of course, so that's cool. And let's see what this gives us. Voila, it's a bit of the same quality. I'll find another one during the course, and I'll change this up. But let's just go on a little bit further, and let's add a little bit of small text with some information about the co-working space. So first of all, I can add a horizontal list to my vertical list underneath my title. That's that. I can make it a height of 30 pixels, something like that. And then my idea is I'll have an icon and a piece of data, an icon, a piece of data, an icon, a piece of data, something like that. So what I can do here is I can choose image. I can just drag and drop this image inside the horizontal list. Voila. I'll have to zoom in a bit because it is inside the horizontal list. I'll have to get rid of the padding. I have to get rid of the padding of this horizontal list so the image can be correctly visualized. And of course I want this image to start on the right as well, and not on the left like it's doing right now. So now you can hardly see it, but that's where it is. And then I'll find an icon for example, meeting room. Let's see if I can find some. This is great. Let's put it in here, and then let's put it as an SVG. Let's make the title meeting room, and let us then again put in the trick of changing the stroke to current color. Let's copy this. Voila. Let's copy this. Let's copy this. and let us copy this. Okay, we're almost there. Current color, voila, just like that. Okay, let's make the image have a width of 30 pixels, something like that. And that's fine. And let's put the color of the horizontal list. We can go down in font and we can put it on white. And normally this image should also be in white as well now. And I see there's a lag in black still, so I'm missing one stroke, probably somewhere in here, which is still hard-coded in black. Ah, this is the one. So I'll just move it to current color as well, so that's great. And let's find another icon, for example, a bar. Does it have a bar? Or drinks? Drinks. Let's do what is important in an office space. Of course, coffee. So let's add an image for coffee as well, like that. So we can do it again in the same way as we did it, like this, and again do the current color thing. Up, 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 and up. Voila, and let's make it big as well. Voila. Let's make it 30 pixels as well, and let's reset it for all the other screen sizes. I'll adjust this later on. So, and then I can add a title next to each of those icons, like this. Voila, and another title like this. And that's how it goes. And of course I can also use current color right here, so I'll just have to select it from this list, and then I'll just have to select it from this list, like that, and I'll make this 12 pixels. I'll make the line height maybe 30 pixels, so it's definitely in the middle, and the weight can be just light or maybe normal, and then I'll do the same to this one. I'll have it at 12 pixels, line height at 30 pixels, and it's light. So I'll have like 3 right here, and I'll have like 5 right here. And actually the tooltip for these guys is amount of meeting rooms like this, and amount of coffee machines, and we definitely need more coffee machines in a good working space. But hey, so if I load my page right now, you'll see that these icons will appear on my page. Now it can need a little bit of more tweaking to get this exactly right. You can play around with the amount of gap that we put in between each item in a horizontal list. So maybe let's just choose 20, for example, right here, or maybe we can put it a little bit less, and then we can adjust maybe the amount of padding on each item. You'll just have to find a sweet spot to make this work. So that's that. I think this is pretty okay for now. I could also wrap it around in another vertical list, and then I can put a hover on this vertical list, but let's not do that for now. I think it's okay. The only thing that I wanted to do next is I wanted to maybe, well, this is a big banner, maybe you don't want to show it on a smaller screen, so maybe I should hide this on a smaller screen. So maybe it will be okay on a tablet still. I'm not entirely sure. Yeah, we could do this on a tablet. I think we could do this on a tablet. Let's just for now hide it on the really small screens, and we'll see what we do afterwards. So we can easily hide this by just hiding the entire simple container, and we can do that by opening up styles and just simply putting it on hidden. And if we then reload our home page, it should not be there anymore. So this is tablet, and then it's gone on a mobile screen, and we can add another version of this to the page. So this is that. So that's it for today. So I hope you learned a little bit. I hope you enjoyed watching this video, and please feel free to dive down into NoCode-X and try on building this office rental space application yourself. We have much to do, so in the next couple of days. So I hope you keep on watching this, and if you have anything to share, progress that you made, troubles that you come across, please let us know through our Discord channel. And if you like this video, please give a thumbs up and follow us on YouTube. So see you later, guys.